strong people, Kalle Beck here from StartingStrongman.com with some more Arnold news. So I happened to come across the official rules for the events at the Arnold Strongman Classic, which is coming up very shortly in Columbus, Ohio. And of course, I came across these right after I shot my previews and predictions, and this information would have been good. Can't too much work to go back and redo all of that, but I can bring you this information for your own sake, just to know kind of what's going on. So here are the classic rules as sent to the athletes, I believe. So you know, they're gonna draw lots on who goes first and what. They basically pick it out of a bag, I think. For event 1, the trial by stone, the man with lot number 1 starts first. Number 10 goes last. For event 2, bag over bar, the point ranking from event 1 determines the starting order. With the man with the lowest points goes first. The man who won event 1 goes last. Points will be used for all further events to determine order. When there is a tie on points, the man with the lower lot number goes before the man with the higher lot number. Total point calculation and ties. Each man will earn points in all 6 events. First place in an event is worth 10 points, second place 9, and so on. In the event of a tie, and total points for places 10 through 2 at the end of the contest, the prize money will be split between the men who tied for everything but first. If at the end of the contest there is a tie for first place overall, we hold a repetition contest with a rogue steel log loaded to 375 pounds to break the tie. For all other ties in the final standings, the prize money is simply split. This will be done on stage at the battle hall. Each man will have 90 seconds to do as many reps as possible. A log off. I love that. Point scoring within the events. When Todd set up the scoring system for the Arnold in 2002, he wanted to reward those who tried an event even though they failed, as it makes a better show for the audience. So the rule at the Arnold Strongman Classic has always been that if someone makes no attempt at an event, they get 0 points. However, if they come out on stage and try it, even if they just appear to try it and then back away, then they are considered in the event and are eligible to share the points for lowest place. So basically, you can get 1 point no matter what. There's no zeros, which is different than a lot of other strongman shows. It goes through some examples, but I don't think we need to go over all of them. I think you kind of get the point. We'll go on to the good stuff, the details on some of the events, which are not how I thought they would be. On the trial by stone, and it says these are corrected rules, so I guess they were updated at some point. Weight of stones, 275, 300, 365, 420, and a 409-pound Husafelt. Lifters may not take more than 90 seconds at any stone. The first 4 stones used in this event will be egg-shaped like the inverse stone and made of white granite. They will have a rough surface to help grip. The Husafelt is the same rogue replica Husafelt used in 2019. This is a race for time in which the competitors try to complete 5 lifts. 1, 275-pound overhead lift. 2, 300-pound overhead lift. 3, 365-pound load to barrel. 4, 420-pound load to barrel. 5, Husafelt 409 pounds carry for 15.25 meters / 50 feet. The clock runs continuously. Points are assigned to each stone and accumulated as the man completes the stone series. There's a 60-second time limit to lift each stone. If not successful within 60 seconds, the athlete must move on to the next stone. The stones must be attempted in order, and once attempted, the athlete cannot return to reattempt a previously failed stone. 10 points are possible. 1 point for the 275-pound stone press, 2 points for the 300-pound stone press, 1 point for the 365 load, 2 points for the 420 load. Husafelt out of starting box, so if you just move it, it's 1 point. Husafelt carried the entire 50 feet is 3 points. At the end of the contest, the time of completion of the trial by stone will be used to rank those men who made all 5 stones and earned 10 points. Those without 10 points will be ranked by points only. So if you do it all, it's by whoever did it the fastest, And if not, it goes by points. There will not be splits recorded, so there's no time splits if you didn't complete all of the events. Overhead lifts, judge will give the down signal when arms are locked. Blah, blah, blah. Loading, a judge will call the lift as completed when the stone is resting on the barrel. If it rolls off the barrel after the judge has called it a good lift, there's no penalty. That's important. Husafelt carry. The Husafelt will be resting inside a starting box at the end of the track. Inside the box, the lifter may adjust the Husafelt stone and pick it up and put it back down without penalty. Picking up the stone and walking out of the box onto the track is worth 1 point. Carrying the Husafelt the full 50-foot distance is worth 3 points. If the stone is dropped during the walk, the lifter gets only 1 point. Funny enough, the event I keep forgetting about, the sandbag throw over bar, I don't have the rules for that. But, so we'll go on to event 3, the Wheel of Pain. 60 seconds, same weight as last year. Greatest distance wins the event. To start, the competitor must stand beside the carved head on the end of the arm he has chosen as his desired height for the Wheel of Pain. The judge will then blow a whistle and the athlete will turn, take his position on the wheel, and push it as far as possible in 60 seconds. During the event, athletes must face forward and keep their hands on the rope on the log, not carved heads at all times. You may not push with your back or put your head either on or under the log. You also cannot have the log against your neck at any time. You may apply more force with one shoulder than the other as long as your hands stay on the rope and the log is not touching your neck. Your chest may touch the rope. That's important. As long as your hands stay on ropes, and again, the log may not be against your neck. I think they're worried about some injury issues with that. Athletes' hands and shoulders cannot push against the carved heads at any point. The arms on the Wheel of Pain are at different heights, and it is okay to move to a different arm within your 60 seconds of time if you are not making progress at a certain position. No additional time is given for moving to a new bar. No tacky of any sort, including spray tacky, is allowed on the logs or any part of the body. Tacky towels and lifting chalk will be provided. So last year was a trial run. It was a new event. There was a lot of different ways people lifted it, and it looks like this year they're like, hey, we want it lifted this way. You have to have your arms on the bar. It seems like you can have them like this, which a lot of the guys, their mobility won't be great to do it in this position, but I think it kind of favors the taller, heavier athletes doing that, not being able to lean back against it, etc. But we will see. Event 4, the Rogue Elephant Bar Deadlift. 60 seconds per attempt once name is announced. Bar begins at 749 pounds / 340 kilograms. Heaviest lift wins event. Current Rogue record in the Elephant Bar Deadlift is 1047, set in 2019 by Hafthor Bjornsson. First attempts in the Rogue Elephant Bar Deadlift must be turned into blah, blah, blah. The Friday's competition at the Expo Center on Saturday. Before we start deadlifting, you can make one change to the starting weight, higher or lower, before they go. Following the completion of the official ASC deadlift contest, the top 3 finishers in that contest are invited to attempt to try a lift more than 500.5 kilos. Here we go again. On the Rogue Elephant Bar, if there are ties at either first, second, or third place, then both men involved in the tie are eligible to compete for the $50,000 prize. If someone decides to try and break the record within the ASC contest, say on a third attempt, we will still hold this contest to allow the other qualifiers to try the lift. It was decided to limit this special contest to the top 3 finishers so that it was unfair to those men trying to win the deadlift, so that it was not unfair. They were trying to win the deadlift within the Arnold Strongman Classic, and talking with blah, 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 said some people might not go as heavy as they normally would to just try to break a record, basically. Rules for the event. Yeah, so basically you can do a 4th lift if you're a top 3 finisher in the official deadlift event to try to deadlift over 500 kilos for a new world record. Event 5, the Timber Carry. 2 frames of approximately 881 pounds / 400 kilos carried up 2 new 35-foot 10 by 7 meter ramps. Rogue record breaker event. Current record is 7.42 seconds, set in 2012 by the great Mike Jenkins. Same rules as previous years. The only difference is that the men will go head to head, as we'll have 2 ramps and 2 frames. That's cool. I love that. No straps, chalk only is permitted. The lifter will climb inside the frame and may pick up the frame to test their grip before the official begins the final countdown. Lifters should nod their heads and acknowledge, and the men must then carry their timber frame to the top of the 35-foot ramp. No sliding of frame is allowed. The timbers can be dropped, hands adjusted, and picked back up again. Fastest time wins. If a man is not finished within 30 seconds, his time is up. I'd like if they're like pointed at each other and they go like this. I know. It would be like when I used to play Hot Wheels and you just smash the cars into each other. I don't want each other smashing their frames into each other, but if there's like, they're kind of going at each other, that's going to look really cool. Hopefully that's how it's set up. Not so they can actually hit each other, but they're kind of going this way instead of that way. So this is the big event that I had no idea it was set up like this. And it's Saturday night, event 6, the SEER Dumbbell Strategic Challenge. I should have known when they called it a strategic challenge that there was something strategic about it. So current Rogue record is 315 pounds, set in 2018 by Mateusz Kieliszkowski. We will have SEER dumbbells on the main stage in various weights ranging from 274 to 330 pounds. So they didn't say 2, it says various weights. So there's 274. We know that they've had, I think, a 300 in the past. There's the 315 that did, and then there's the 330 that they just made. I think is there just going to be like a circle of dumbbells? Maybe I should just finish reading this. Men can start wherever they want in the dumbbell range. The competitor can bring the SEER bell to the shoulder with 2 hands, but they must put it overhead with only 1 hand and hold it until the judge gives the down signal. Any technique to lift a bell to arm's length is permitted as long as you only use 1 arm. To an additional repetition, the dumbbell must be lowered so that the bottom of the sphere touches the shoulder. It can then be pressed again overhead. You do not need to go to the floor for repetitions. So you just need to touch your shoulder? Okay. You're allowed to switch arms if you return the dumbbell to the floor. Chalk only on hands, no tacky permitted. Failure to do at least 1 successful overhead lift within 30 seconds means the lifter is out of the event and must leave the stage. If he makes it at least 1 good lift, however, he can then continue for an additional 90 seconds and must make strategic choices as to when to try to go heavier or when to simply try to make reps. It is entirely up to him. The lifter can never go below his starting weight. However, if a lifter started with 274 and made it, then tried 300 and missed, he could go back to 290 and see how many reps he could do at the 290 to separate himself in that way. 1 good lift with a heavier dumbbell trumps any number of reps with a lighter dumbbell. So there's a ton of strategy in this event. Do you want to do a token lift with 1 just to make sure you get some points? Or do you go for the 330 and just do a rep and see if anyone else can do it? But then you can only try the 330 after that. You could bomb the whole event. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways there could go. They mentioned a 290 in there, so I'm thinking there's 274, 290, 300, 315, 330. So there's probably about 4 dumbbells they can choose from. Any weight with a heavier dumbbell, any amount of reps, so 1 rep with a heavier dumbbell beats any amount of reps with a lighter one. So I think it's cool. I think you throw strategy into there. There's good. You have 90. You have plenty of time. So you have 30 seconds plus another 90 seconds. So it's not as crucial to just do the heavier dumbbell right off the bat. I think a lot of people are going to do a rep with a rep or 2 with the lighter dumbbell and then go to the heavier one. Going towards the end in this event is going to be so important. I can't wait to watch. You can watch on Rogue Fitness's YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. I'm Kalle Beck. Hit subscribe for Starting Strongman for more Strongman news, more Arnold news. Let me know what your thoughts are on these new details that we just learned on the events.